Hey lovelies, welcome back to another podcast. You're here with me, Sureet and Stevie K. We are husband and wife who've been married for 24 years. I do it wrong. You know why? I'm not going to lie. You know what it is? Because a lot of people today, I put up a sticker thing where you can ask questions on Instagram. And I ask people to drop the next, what they want us to talk about. Right, and the first person that said something about, why did Steve leave the police force after 20 years? So I've got 20 years in my head. That's why I get mixed up. Whatever. That you've done 20 years in the force.
Sure.
Right.
Okay. Whatever.
Don't even.
Just get on with it.
Don't even. But
Stop.
hi guys, if you're new here, do hit the subscribe and the like and share this if you find it interesting and you think someone else will as well. No idea again. We're just going to roll with it.
I have an idea.
Do you?
I do, because it's something that loads of people have been asking and things that I've been looking at as well. So yeah, you might not have no idea this week, or you might it's not your thing, but it's my thing.
Is that what we were talking about this morning? And I was like, please, Steve,
it's basically, I was thinking about which I believe loads of people will probably relate. Certainly, if you're married, have families and things like that, because when you're younger, you're not so bothered. Certainly when you're a kid, you're not fussed at all. But then, secondly, I was going to say was when you're obviously a teenager or you start going to high school or college, you're not, it's not in your head. And then obviously you think about girls, boys, whatever it might be. It's self-improvement and personal development. I think it starts hitting you more when, I think with many people, it's probably in your 30s, 40s, I think, depending on what situation you're in and what you want. And I think that's what I wanted to talk about. It was basically about self-improvement.
So this is something he was about to speak to me about this morning. And I was having my time, guys. I was having my time. Like, I've got up, done my bit, and I just want to have some time and I have my coffee. And I was like, it was in it in about 5 minutes. Like, dude, this is something interesting. Why don't we talk about it? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people who would probably want to hear what you have to say, or don't have the time because you happen to be really interested in it at the moment.
No, not just at the moment. I've been interested in some time. It's just basically, it's not just researching it. It's actually implementing it and doing it, learning from it, seeing what other people have, reading all the books, obviously, listening to people's podcasts, seeing what people... For the past 10, 15 years, I think I've been doing that kind of thing and seeing what's working and what's not and why it's working and why it's not. I think the title that came in my head, the podcast, was Why Self-Improvement or Personal Development Doesn't Work for Everybody.
Yeah.
That's what was in my head, basically. Because it does, but people think that it doesn't. You know what I mean? And that's why, because I think what I'm trying to say is, many times people try things, do things, and then it doesn't work with what they're trying and doing. And then they assume that they're not improving or developing, or it's not for them. Yeah. Right? So then they feel that they failed, and then they don't bother, and then they're just going, this is who we are. And I think, and that's why I feel that self-improvement, personal development doesn't work for everyone, just because what they're trying to do and what they're trying to achieve isn't the way that they should be doing whatever they're doing. Right. I don't know if that makes sense.
Kind of does.
Okay, let me break it up in another way. For instance, if say you want to get into shape. Yeah, you want to get into shape, but you haven't got a personal trainer, you haven't read no books, you don't know. And then all of a sudden you decide that, I want to get into shape. You find someone online, bodybuilder. And you go, he obviously clearly knows how to get into shape. So you read what he's eating, how he's training, and do all that. Now, you probably didn't want to be a bodybuilder, but you're going to go, this person knows what he's doing because he's transformed themselves. Yeah. So you learn everything that they're doing, and then you go on Instagram, you follow them, then you follow the next one, You find out all the bodybuilders are doing something similar.
The diet, the routine,
whatever it might be. Yeah. So you start doing that. And then you start doing that, it's not motivating you. At first, it probably work, but then all of a sudden you start doing the stuff and you're going, this is not where I want to go. And this doesn't interest me. I'm not enjoying this. And this is not what I wanted to look like and feel. I want to just be healthy and fit and a bit more probably toned, lose a bit of body fat. But now all of a sudden you've read stuff and try to do things that you believe that has worked for other people. Yeah. And this is what happens. I was listening to somebody yesterday, and something that also been in my head is basically I tried every single morning routine, and at one point I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I can vouch for that.
4 o'clock. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, it's explained to you. Sureet knows me anyway, but even before I met Sureet and I was younger, my morning routine's always been getting up early. I am an early bird, and I used to go for a jog in the morning anyway. Even before I met my wife, had my kids, and I used to just back in the days when I can even remember, I used to have Walkman. Put the Walkman on, double-sided tape, and it just flips over, and I would go for a jog in the morning.
You even did that when you went to India.
So I used to jog when I went to India. I was probably about 15, 16, and people, the police stopped me, like, what the heck are you doing? Like jogging, and they looked at me like, what, for fun? I went, we'll give you a lift. And I thought, I heard a lot about India, please forget that. And this is like me, 15, 16, on my own, jogging on the street. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I've come out to jog and don't need a lift. Whole car full of officers.
You can see your dedication.
Then, obviously, when I met you, I was...
You had a treadmill.
Stepper. I had a stepper. I used to get up in the morning. My morning routine basically used to be, I get up, have a cup of tea, not even coffee, used to drink tea, have a cup of tea and you had sugar in it. And I used to do my stepper, then get going with whatever I'm doing.
Didn't you find that boring? Like, I'm being serious, like the stepper?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, what about like
if I didn't listen to music, I just put
TV.
TV.
So what I find hard is like location. You've got the stepper in your room. You're in your room all day long, or you're doing whatever. I can't. I don't like.
And this is what I'm saying. It's not for every single people. And that this is what I'm trying to say. Then I got into all this. Because when you feel unhappy and you feel like you're not achieving something, or you feel you haven't got the energy in the day, or your mind just keeps wandering off, and you hear all this stuff and you see that basically as human beings, what we want is we want to improve.
Of course.
Yeah. But we want to do it quickly. So, as soon as we want to get into shape, we want it tomorrow. Yeah. We don't want it 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 1 year later. And we want it done easily. We don't want it go, you go, oh God, what is the quick solution to get me where I want to get to? But also because we're built in a certain way, we want to do it comfortably. So we want to go, oh God, like now, if I said to any person who loves to play football, guys, if you played football twice a week and, you ate something like this, that and the other, and you can get into great shape, they go, fantastic. But if I told them now, if you guys play cricket instead, twice a week, and you're at this certain food, they'll be like going, yeah, okay, we'll do it, because, they still do sports. But after about 6 to 8 weeks, they'll turn around and go, mine will be like, I'd rather play football with my friends because I prefer football. Yeah. But if I said, but this is the one that's going to get you somewhere to what you want, their mind is going, this isn't us. And I think with self-improvement and personal development, what I have learned is, one thing is, for everyone, this is what you learn. When people tell you, also as human beings, what we don't like is being told what to do. Yeah. We don't like to be told. I mean, first when we're kids, our parents are telling us what to do. Then we go to school, our teachers are telling us what to do. Then we go to work and our employers are telling us, luckily don't have those anymore, they're telling us what to do. Then we come home and our partner's telling us what to do. And that's where people just turn around and go, will someone effing just leave me alone and let me think and do things for myself? So it ends up being that as well. So you've got these things. And I just feel like majority of the time, people just want to be healthy, be happy, feel good. And they just they look at everyone else and it makes them feel like there's something that they're lacking. Either their energy or they feel stressed. And they want to work on those things. And then they try to do things that all these books and people write, because they tell you that this is worked for all these successful people in whatever avenue they're in. And then they try it all themselves and then it doesn't work because, they try everything. They do everything.
I've done that. I've tried things. I get up in the morning, I've done the meditation, which at times I must say I do enjoy. Well, you do fall out of routine, don't you? The exercise and this and that, but it's just never been me. I know that you've said, I'm not saying it can't be me, but I know it's just not the time at the moment. I'm just, again, time. There's an excuse. There is time, but I'm not motivated. We were talking about this on TikTok just today. Someone's asking me, goes, oh, what do you do? Do you train? The amount of women ask me, oh, you work, can we have your workout? You can see that in the vlogs everywhere. I've got those same kind of messages. It's just not in me.
Yeah. And there'll be so many people who relate. That's what I'm trying to say.
I try and then I give up.
And do you know, this is what I'm trying to say. It's not that you can't be successful and you get somewhere, but what you'll see is genuine people who have got businesses and succeeding in whatever avenue they are, they don't do everything. What ends up happening is, it's like this, okay, back in the days when I started training, I used to buy magazines. So I know what the bodybuilders trained in America, basically. It was mainly America. Muscle Fitness, Flex, whatever. Right?
Passion for it though, you have.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is that's what I used to read. You know what I mean? Like now, there's too much information. But that's all it was. But I could see there were bodybuilding pictures. But I did not use that. I had a videotape, a Marky Mark videotape, Mark Wahlberg, who's, actor. But back then he was obviously a rapper. And he was in good physique because he was in Calvin Klein. He was like representing them, weren't he? And I had his videotape, VHS. See, look at it, I'm telling you. I done his routine because I didn't want to be a bodybuilder. I wanted a good physique, and he wasn't massive. He was just like lean, shape, flat abs. And that's what I wanted. So I looked at that, and then I had injured. I used to do gymnastics, obviously, and I injured my leg and I tore muscles because I landed double somersault, landed splits, painful. Told me that I wouldn't be able to run again, can't do sports again. That's why I don't believe in doctors and stuff like that, physio and crap, because he was like, boom, came back.
Gran got you through that.
She helped me through it, and not only that, one of my friends, I wasn't sure what to do. I was studying, obviously, sports then. I wanted to start learning about muscle fibers and everything. And then someone gave me, like my friend's sisters, they had a VHS tape that they were no longer using because they were going to uni. Kalinetics, I think it was. It was basically exercises for women that, it was mainly made for women then. Now it would be anyone can do it. But then it was like videotape, all women doing these exercise movements. You could do it from home.
That one.
And so I put that. But I'm just saying,
women motivate you.
I was doing those exercises in my room and stuff. And I tell you, it sort of helped me kind of thing. So can you see, what I'm saying is, I had that, therefore I did that. But now the problem is, what's going on is, if you see how everything's evolved, if someone was to say that this is the one workout and everyone was telling you about the same workout, writing the same book about the same foods, you don't need to buy that. It's all there, isn't it? So what ended up happening as time went on, people started doing variations, because why would you want to, if I tell you to just do that, they're like going, well, why do I need to hire you or read your book for when this person's saying the same thing? Yeah. So all the information's out there. So then they get like the kettlebells out, then they start doing these T25 exercises that you could do at home and doing, then there was a Bhangra like thing, and then there's the different diets come out. Because, and if you listen to all these doctors, they'll tell you that every diet will work for 6 to 8 weeks anyway. It'll work if you do it. You can have the whole drinking orange juice every day diet, you know what I mean, and it'll work. But it's not sustainable. Yeah. And it's not fulfilling. And it's the same thing with these morning routines. I mean, if you see half of these people who are talking about morning routines, like, like they sell their books, their self-help, self-improvement, people read them. I'm not being bad, but what is it that people normally say about children and parents? They turn around and say, your children don't listen to what you say. They see from your actions what you do, and they implement that. Regardless of what you tell them, they look at how you are, how you handle things. How you act is what they see. Then how is that different to when we're adults? You know what I mean? These people are telling us, do this, do this, do this, do this. And they use the system, which I'm not disagreeing with. The government wants you to be in this like rat race. You work 9 to 5. They want you to eat all this crap, and they don't want you to exercise. They want you to go to NHS, so you have medicine. It brings the money back round and round and round.
video that you showed me the other day, just on like that dude who was showing stuff about McDonald's and the things that just go into the fries.
In the fries.
From the salt.
And the salt.
The three,
exactly.
The three different...
But point being, and you'll see more and more food outlets open. They're happy to open them because the more you eat, the more ill you get. The more ill you get, the more you need NHS, the more that you need to go to doctors, the more you get prescriptions. You don't need to go shopping
anymore. Like before, you used to go enjoy going out and go for a little stroll, shop, whatever. Now it's just take up. Every outlet is closed down, and it's open to a take up.
And it's going to be more food places. But then at the same time, they keep on pushing and saying certain things in the shopping store that this is full of vitamins, this is full of minerals, this is good for you, this is healthy. And they're not either. Because if you were to ask proper nutritionists, they'll turn around and say, full of sugar, full of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're all lies. It's all crap. Yeah, those are other labels and things that we don't read. But you got to live anyway. You know, so I'm not trying to promote not to eat. I'm not, that. Even though I've studied nutrition and diet, I'm not saying that I'm a doctor in it and I've done that much research or anything like that. I think for me, it's just basically what have I done? And what I was saying was about these people who write their books, go and talk to all these and everyone likes to listen to them. Have a look on their Instagram or their TikToks or whatever videos they create. Have a look if they practice what they preach. That's what I say. If they're not practicing what they preach, you know what I mean? Then they're full of shit. And I'm not being bad. I don't care how many people got following them. And I've looked at them and I see sometimes they do TikToks with their partners. Majority of times they'll do things with their family and stuff when a book's got to be released to do with either relationships or it's got to do with love or something. Otherwise they wouldn't touch it sideways. You know what I mean? You won't see their partner. You won't even see them on holiday together. I know you don't need to put your personal life on, right? But majority of the time, all it looks like, and I know that, from our experience, we don't do as much as they probably do, kind of thing. We do still a lot. Where we try to fit in time, but you can see us, we work together. We actually genuinely work together and we be ourselves, right? And then when we go out, you can see that we actually spending time together and we do things and we actually be ourselves and say things ain't perfect. They try to make out that everything's perfect, but yet, have a look. They're still trying to improve. It's like now, the latest fad, well, probably not latest, there's probably something new out now. But the last one that I knew of was the cold baths and cold showers. I've been in the cold, I go under a cold shower anyway. But now it's like you got to have a cold bath and do this and, and so if you've already improved, self-improved, and you tell everyone that everything that you're doing, you've got it all figured out, that you're helping other people, then why do you need to do even more? You're okay, you're good to go. But clearly you're not good to go. Because you still have to do more to be even better. But what more better can you be?
Yeah.
Have you not got it all sorted and sussed? Yeah. You're not fully obviously fulfilled or satisfied if you need to start taking other things. And if you know what I mean? I get happy doing my work. But yet there's still things that I need to improve on. Yeah. And I happily say, and you
need to make that time to do that. It's not easy.
Exactly.
When you've got work
and I think what I was trying to say was when I said originally that I done those morning routines and then I got into a slump at one point and I was like trying to find myself. I had a life coach who I was seeing, a lovely person, and she basically told me that time as well, and she's very good, that the only people that benefit from those books and the information is them, because obviously whatever they sell. And this is what I was trying to say about personal trainers and everyone else. If they were telling you the same thing that everyone else was doing, you wouldn't pay for their service, kind of thing. So they have to change things that we know, things that other people don't know, and we can help you in a way that other people don't help you. Therefore you could get there a lot quicker. Otherwise, why else would you go with them? Yeah. And the thing is, majority of the time, what ends up happening, as soon as people want to improve, they want to do everything.
Yeah.
Because it's like this now. If they said Warren Buffett, billionaire, basically he, every morning he gets up and he eats yogurt, right? So that's it. That's his go-to in the morning. He doesn't touch anything else. Let's just say that's what the thing. And then they say, oh, Bill Gates comes and every morning he goes on a treadmill for about 20-30 minutes. Yeah, that's how he starts his morning. Then another person comes. He starts his morning every 30 minutes. He does meditation. Yes, they all individually do something that works for them, right? So when these people write the books, that these are what the most successful people in the world do. So what people end up going is, from their book, is going, so I'll get up, I'll do a meditation, then I'll read a book, then I'll go on the exercise, then I'll do this, then I'll have that yogurt, then I'll have that coffee, then I'll... By that time, it's 5 hours are gone. And you haven't even done anything that you were supposed to do. And then you look at yourself and you're going, do I actually feel good and happy in myself? Have I achieved anything?
How long has it taken you to think that? Because you've been doing it for a while. I know you've been getting up meditating.
No, like I said,
you do a little journal. You do.
I always used to get up in the morning, regardless. But now I think that I do still get up.
We all get up in the morning, regardless. Hope we all do.
Here we go. Yeah, grateful for that as well. But I think Hormozi, he basically recently said, if you just stand in front of the mirror shouting out affirmations every morning, right?
Yes, I've heard this.
It doesn't mean that you're going to be...
You actually... telling yourself.
You're going to succeed and you believe it and it's going to happen. It's your actions and your habits.
Already, obviously, you're having to tell yourself that because you don't believe in it.
And also, recently, the other one... So I'm not making people think... Obviously, he said something recently that obviously making your bed doesn't make you successful. And like I was mentioning, like obviously... Say if, like a billionaire, if you have a look at movies or videos and all this and all that, what do they have? Even, forget billionaires, even people in India, you have a look at it, what do they have? They have people who drive their cars, they have people who cook their food, people who clean their house. And
make their beds for them.
Now you tell it there. So you telling me that they get up in the morning and they make their bed. I don't think they do.
No.
So these are successful people.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that, and this is what Moses says, that you make your bed or you not make your bed, it ain't going to make you successful.
Well, the thing is, at the end of the day, we know successful people here who don't do half those chores, and they tell you not to get to pay for.
Yeah. And we're not talking about just people who just own a shop or this. We actually, since we started doing this, we know millionaires who've got so much businesses. They don't. Yeah, they've got cleaners, they've got gardeners, they've got people who make their beds, they've got people who do.
Yeah, they're married and they have. Yeah.
They're shopping. Every single thing, and they got personal assistants. They got
how do you get up in the morning and just like that for pure example, like making your bed?
So I think if you actually genuinely know people, successful people who make money, I'm not saying like I know people who are millionaires, but probably I don't know if they I don't ask them that much, but and they have like we go and meet. We're supposed to go this Monday as well. But this is what I'm trying to say is that...
Are we going, by the way?
We'll have to see. But this is what I'm trying to say. When we sit with them and we listen to them, not one of them... they get up early. They do get up early. Yeah. But they don't meditate. They don't journal.
No.
They don't make their bed. I don't even think...
They don't train. Some of them don't even go to the gym.
No, they don't go to the gym. I think it's that couple that a few do.
Because when we go, we're going to end up having everything. Like they're going to have a buffet and everything.
They always, majority of them drink alcohol.
So going this whatever week, and there's going to be a huge.
And I'm not telling you now. If I was to turn around and say these are the successful people that I know who've got a lot of money, loads of businesses, got their fingers in so many different pies, don't have to work, but they enjoy doing it. And I was to write a book of these are the people. Then what? All of a sudden, these people, everyone else jumps on board and goes, yeah, every evening I can have a bottle of whiskey and I'm good to go. You know what I mean? It's this. What I'm trying to say is, everyone then assumes that this is the quick fix of getting somewhere. And like I said, at one point I was doing it because I was just like going, damn, I was in a slump and I wanted to get somewhere. Yeah? Am I right?
Yeah. What I've seen with you is from day one, like you went on from like being young and you were always into training and
it was me.
Yeah. And then meeting you,
and not everyone does it. Not everyone likes doing it.
You'd play football, you'd have that step or whatever you call in your room. I was like, dude, this one's dedicated. Weekends you go to football, gym, we got together, and he still used to do so much, whether it's riding your bike, still playing football,
badminton,
training, got to a point where you're really, which I know you've done before we got together, but you're really like into it so much, you'd be pumped and everything, so you have always been into it. But what I've realised recently is since social media, there's so much out there, so many different things, and then people are jumping out, they just copy paste everything. It's like the same thing that's everywhere. You've tried it, and I feel like you've got lost in all of that as well.
I got lost, and I think that's the problem.
I'll try something. If I don't enjoy it, like I said, I'll do it for a little bit. I'm like, oh, it's not me. I'm getting bored. I want to be happy. Yeah, I get up in the morning. I like my mornings. If I want to go for a walk, I'll go for my walk.
Everyone wants to be happy.
And that's,
and the thing is,
myself to do something I'm not.
And not only that, too much information is good, because I was actually used to enjoy my food, enjoying my training and everything.
Yeah.
And then when you get too much information and everyone's telling you that this also works or this works better or this, that and the other, I changed my diet to eat how other people were eating.
Recently,
and
with what you were telling me about just oats and stuff, like it's just...
So I started changing my diets with what other people were telling me that would be better for me than what I was having. And then in a way, it started making me feel unhappy, because even though it's supposed to be healthier, and it's not, I didn't start looking healthier.
You didn't, and it's
I
not
started
nice
feeling a bit more...
You feeling that, okay?
My energy started going down.
You're single, you live alone, and it's fine. But when you're living with a family and you're feeling what you're feeling, and just because of your food intake, and then it kind of affects us as well. Like, it's like, oh, here he goes again.
And I think that's the other thing I was trying to say. How are you supposed to do... Like now, say for instance... I did say to you guys, you read the book, going, make your bed in the morning, right? Okay. But what about... I used to even then think... Are all these people single? I mean, my wife gets up after me. Can you imagine going, can you get up? I need to make the bed because I need to start my day, feeling good that I've done something right.
Make the bed anyway. It shouldn't be a thing that set you up for the day. It's just a normal thing to do.
Yeah, but that is for us, but not for everyone, kind of thing. But the thing is, I'm just saying, it for me, it's just like, I'll put the pillow on now. I just like set the duvet on my side, put the pillow on, because I get up at 5. And you get up after me.
I don't see him in bed, guys, at all.
But, you always tell him that.
I do.
I just feel like with the self-improvement, and then people, like I said, people give up because they all got to the gym and then they start doing cardio because they want to lose weight. You don't lose weight with cardio, guys. Cardio is for your mental health. If people were to tell you, you know what I mean? And half the time when the GP's telling you what foods to eat, they ain't got a clue, man.
They have to get the books out.
They'll Google it.
Not long ago, and literally the man had taken the book out. I was like, what are you doing? Are you supposed to be qualified for all of this? What are you looking for?
No, they're not.
And then also on the net.
They're not. And the thing is, this is what I mean. It's just like, what ends up happening is people want to improve, but they're doing the wrong thing. They're reading books on self-improvement or personal development that people are writing to make money. And then they're trying these things out. And like, if I go back, the cold bath, like I said, how many people who have basically mastered self-improvement and they're going around teaching all the world that now they're having cold baths? Why now? Tomorrow someone's going to turn around and say, you know what, if you've got a cliff that's about 20 or 30 foot high, you jump off that cliff first thing in the morning when you wake up into cold water. Think, that fear that you can have jumping off there for 30 foot or 20 foot high, looking down at this water, you're going to be scared, aren't you? First thing in the morning, you're half tired, you're there like this. But once you jump off that cliff into that cold water,
die.
You got no... no, you...
I would. I think I would. I would have died halfway.
You got no choice when you jump into that water but to swim up. So you're not going to think about the cold water, are you? Your adrenaline is going to go, I need to get back up.
Unless you can't swim like me.
And then when you get up and out of it, God, you know what? You've already faced your fears. Exactly. If you can do that every morning, you can do anything. Anything.
Yeah, what is the next thing going to be?
Soon as someone starts doing that in America or LA or something and does that, then all of a sudden you're going to have people all in the UK and other places building a little ladder on their tall tree and having a swimming pool. Kids, got your swimming pool? Fill it up to the top and jump off this every morning. What the F are you like on about?
Are going to be in high demand.
Yeah. And then they're like, I'm making you a tree house. Oh God, that's awesome now. Look at this. But it's really for them to like jump off in the morning going,
honestly,
this self-improvement, guys.
How silly people are, like, and they just follow the herd.
And it is, and I think they're taking people for granted, and they're seeing people that they feel people are genuinely stressed,
and
people are bored.
That's one thing I remember you saying to me that you like about me that I don't actually like. I just don't. I see something, I try.
And this is what I'm trying to say. With every single person, when you read these books, see what's in there. Yes. I'm not saying don't give it a go. For some people, it will work. That's why I said it doesn't work for everyone. Give it a go. If it's you will actually enjoy it, and you enjoy it because the whole idea is being happy. It's about improving, feeling good about yourself, feeling energetic, feeling fulfilled. If it doesn't feel like that, then there's no need to do it. Doesn't mean that is success. What is success?
Yeah.
I mean, you can have millions of pounds and be unhappy.
success is also finding yourself. Is it something, you're ticking it up? Yeah, it's something I do not want to do, or I do not enjoy. You're finding things
every
out
day
about yourself.
you are happy, either happy with the work you're doing, happy with your relationships, happy with the money you're making, happy with your fitness and your health, things like that is success. That is happiness. At the end of the day, you know what? It all depends on what you truly want. And if you truly want it, then you go for it. If you're single, you give it all a go. But like I said, if meditation works for you, do the meditation. And you might, like I said, it might be comfortable for you. You might enjoy it. And you might go, oh, if you haven't tried it, don't knock it. That's what I'm trying to say. See the things that work, but you might not have to do all those things.
Yeah. Starting off with meditation is something I did, and I found it really difficult. And I know you've listened to the same thing. It's Oprah and stuff like that. There's been like, when she talks about, it's Oprah Winfrey and someone else that you were listening to. And I tried it, and it's just something I just did not enjoy. And I did it for a very short and her.
Oprah Winfrey,
and I did it for a short time, and I thought, no, it's not working for me. And I slowly doing a total different one and another. I've figured out which one is the best for me and which I enjoy, and I can fully sit there.
Yeah.
I can go on for like 40 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I thought it was 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? You finally
because you got to find it's doing the thing, but also finding which. It's just like a personal trainer.
Exactly.
It's just that thing that I started. You. That if you go into a bodybuilder or you're looking at their instructions and you want to get into get into a certain physique and look a certain way, or you want to get, if you want to get healthy, you wouldn't go to a bodybuilder, would you?
No.
But if you went to the wrong trainer or the wrong mentor or the wrong coach, you're going to get the information of what they know. And like you just said, you could be listening to a meditation that doesn't work for you. You've got to find the one that works for you. It doesn't mean it doesn't work.
It doesn't mean that you give up as well. You do. You just find the one that works for you.
Like now, there's this person that I follow. He's American. And the only thing with him is he tries to help guys sort of like, be better fathers and, better men kind of thing. Cody Jefferson's his name. I follow him on Instagram. He just wants to help men, like good men become great kind of thing. That's what he does. Something similar to that, what I want to do sort of thing. But obviously here in the UK for mostly Indian men kind of thing, you know what I mean? Not that I would, I don't want to reach out to every other man, but I just feel like sometimes you can relate to, because of your own background and also your family and friends and what you grew up around, knowing that the way you guys were brought up and the way that our parents' background was and what we were told is totally different to how someone who's a white American might be or someone else. Everyone's upbringing is different. Yeah. Everyone's cultures and traditions and background is different. So I can relate to probably British Indians more than anything.
I think within our culture, just don't want to speak about anything, do they?
No. So we don't. Not only that, our fathers were probably people who we couldn't approach and speak to. And then on top of that, our fathers were probably, they wouldn't tell us about issues with finance. They were just like, we got it figured. But really, they wouldn't talk to us about stress.
You see through them because you can see how stressed they are. They didn't make life easy for us because they were so angry.
But they don't want to talk about stuff.
And they took that
and I'm not saying that they didn't fix the issue or fix the problem, but they didn't teach. Many of them didn't. You didn't know if there was financial issues. You didn't know if there was emotional issues. You didn't know if there was anything else.
Angry parents.
I don't even know when my parents were ill or not well, or if they had any problems, or if they went to the doctors. I don't know any of this stuff because they just kept it. Did you have a happy
father at home or a happy mother?
But that's the thing.
It still affects us.
But that's the thing. Majority of the time, I think you just looked at them and you went, they just get on with stuff. You know what, they get up, they go to work, they get on with stuff. Some of my cousins basically mentioned that they didn't even know that their father had 2 jobs to pay off the mortgage. They didn't even have a clue that he was doing 2 jobs. It just kept away from them. But obviously sorted it all out. But at the time they were doing that and they were living in a nice home and didn't even know until now when they were adults. Damn, did he? When he was going there and you thought he was going to the pub or whatever, he was actually doing his second job. See, but all that time they're probably going, oh, that's all the pub every day. Do you know what I mean? Kids don't need to know. So whatever they sort of, we probably saw domestics were, we never knew what the domestics were over. We were just like, this is what parents do. But it's obviously for these things that were going on that they just went, well, they don't need to know. But it didn't make them strong. It just made us, like children, not aware of what is it that they sort of dealing with, what is the issue, and why ain't we invincible like them? But they're not invincible because when you're older, you realise that they were going through a lot. You know, they just thought, well, ain't going to tell our kids this. You know, and going back to even like, you know, like now, I feel like loads of people in this day and age, because of social media and seeing everyone else either succeeding or, you know, living a certain life, doing things. And then, like I said, people keep on going, well, the government's doing this and you guys go, like, you know, now we're here to help. You got everyone trying to help and creating something, mentoring, which, again, I'm not saying they're not good. There's some really good people, you know, and I do. There are some really good people, and I do sort of like look and listen, but I do try to look at their other videos. It's not just their books. I try to look at them, see if I can capture how they are in real life. Are they practicing what they preach? Because majority of the time, if they keep on going, all these rich people do this, successful people do this, we do this, and this is what, you know, I do this all the time and I'm happy. And I look at it and going, yeah, you've travelled here, you've travelled there, you've done this, you've done that. Where's your wife and kids? Or where's your husband and who, you know, you don't see that side. People don't need to. Why don't we need to know? Yeah, not all the time, but if you're on the road all the time and it seems like you're working and you're on every single podcast and me knowing what, you know, how long it takes to do all this stuff, and even now we got a team working with us, when do you fit that in? You know, there's me actually saying that I actually genuinely say, I work a lot. We do quite a fair bit with the kids. I struggle to like sometimes put in the food that I need to eat because I'm already like, you know, done all this other stuff. And then mine and your time, but yet we still make it when we can, but not as much as we would want to. So how do these people... And then the other thing that I'll tell you recently, like if you have a look, like don't watch Netflix, guys. You know what I mean? You ain't going to get nothing from Netflix. Yeah, many of them got Netflix programs themselves. You know, they're on Netflix. They're on Amazon. So, what? And then, if you see their interviews when they're doing podcasts with like celebrities, could be actors.
Wow, it's proper hailing it down, guys. If you can hear that in the background.
I was going to say
What's
with
going on with the weather.
Actors and anyone, when they do like, you know, have a look when they do like podcasts, they talk about their movies. You know, when I saw your movie, oh my God, you know what? I was just blown away. Wait a second, you don't watch movies. You tell people not to watch movies. That, you know what? You should be working, grinding, doing something with your life. You know, people just sit there and watch. No, nothing wrong with watching Netflix or a movie with your family or your partner. Or does it make you happy? Does it make you feel good? It's what you're doing with the rest of your time in front. If you're watching Netflix all day long, then there's obviously an issue. If you're eating crap all day long, then there's obviously an issue. If you're not doing any form of exercise, then there's obviously an issue. You know what I mean? It's that. So I just feel like, you know, that's why I just feel like self-improvement. So like now in our household, can you imagine? I can't empty those fridges and just put all health food in because Sureet doesn't eat healthy food at all. I do. And our kids don't. But I'm not one of those, again... That is like going back in the days again. Like, you know, like say for our parents like going, I went out with loads of girls and I know it's not good. I used to drink when I was younger. Or I used to smoke. Or I used to do this. And I used to always get into trouble and all that. Therefore, I'm not going to let my sons and daughters do any of that stuff. Wasn't it something someone mentioned not so long ago on a video that we watched? That they can't, or someone wrote in, I think, to us. So my father was like this. He lived his life, done everything. Realised it wasn't good. So when he got responsible and mature and became an adult, he just went, yeah, that was my childish days. And you know what? It was a waste of time me doing all that.
Don't you do that.
Therefore, I'm already not going to allow my kids to have that life where they go out, drink, party, you know, do these things, live those life because it was a waste of time. If I had done X, Y, and Z earlier, then I would have probably been more, you know, forward in my life. So that he's not even giving him an opportunity because he went, oh, I done it. It wasn't good. Okay. But it's like me. That's what I'm saying with me is I want to eat healthy. I choose to. I'll tell these guys that this is the reason why I'm eating. This is why it might be good for you. But, and obviously I want them to be healthy. But your life is your life. I know our kids is ours together and we do whatever we got to. But you got to enjoy and be happy with who you are.
And I do just that.
So it's that. It's just, and that's why I think that it's not always easy, because I do tend to do that. But then when you're going out, you also need a life and relationship with your family and stuff. You can't go, well, I'm not going out there, or I'm not doing this because I don't eat that. I'm just basically, I'm, saint in a way, and I don't drink, I don't do anything, I don't watch Netflix. I just work all the time, but I'm here for a hug if you want it. No, man. I don't think anyone can live like that. No one's. And like I said, Cody Jefferson, when I watched his video, it sort of resonated with me, because he was on a walk and he said he used to do the same thing. And I went, whoa, I like this. Because he got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, he used to go to the gym, he used to have, do his meditation, do his journaling, he used to do all those stuff. And I went, whoa, he used to do the same. And he's like, but now he gets up at 5 o'clock, he does have his coffee, but he likes to start working straight away. Then he goes to the gym. Whereas I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I will do a 10-15 minute meditation, and I'll just write myself to-do list now of what I've got to do in the day, and then I go to the gym, come back, ready to go. That's it. So it's not, and I find it that I'm getting more done in less time, and I'm happy.
Stressing yourself out and doing other things that you.
Because even that can be work, and you can feel like if you're not a gym going person, and not everyone can afford the gym or fit it in with their busy schedule, then do something else.
I think you need to remember that as well, because you do kind of we go back and forth with everything, don't we? That what's worked for you.
That's the thing. It's knowing what works for you, but also knowing that what makes you happy and you feel
to it, and then also
good.
Find other things where you keep learning and finding new things that you can add to that routine. And if you don't like it, you know what I mean?
But then also see how it impacts and affects yourself and everyone else around you.
Yeah.
Because if you see yourself that, I'm growing, I'm improving by going to the gym, doing all this stuff, then I'm working, then this, that, and the other. By the time I come home, you haven't got the time, your relationship. So I think everything should be 80-20%, 80%, trying to do the best you can. 20% you could go, if it doesn't work the way, sometimes I know how much I need to eat a day, how many calories, how many grams of protein. But if I do miss it, back in the days I would have been, you know what, it has to happen. Now I'm going, I'll do my best to make it happen. If it doesn't happen, then
So for someone like me, I have no idea anything about calories, and I can't care less, and it just bores the light out on me.
Even now, everything we're talking about now, Sureet just going, you know what?
Over my head.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And many people are that. That's the thing. I think if I do want to do, someone did say, I did start a channel where I want to help, like I said, basically British Indian men mainly, different ages, because I thought I would like to help my son in a way. But again, being open and mindful, not being that father who goes, well, I did this, I'm not having you do that. No, I want him to learn from his mistakes. I'm there to guide him, not tell him how to live his life. But I also don't want him to be stressed in life, that I would want to say to him, try this, try that, do this, do that. Not, don't date me. No, give it a go. You might like it, but if not, you'll find something that probably works with you. And I think that's what most of it is. If I said to you, meditate, journal, do this, go to the exercise, this, that, and the other, you probably straight away, you probably give it a go a bit and go, you keep on telling me to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm happier doing this. There you go. You actually will know what I'm happier doing. Then do that. Mm-hmm. So if it is sitting your butt down in the morning and having an hour to yourself because you just need some quiet time, then maybe that is your thing to get yourself raring for the day before you get going. And the thing, majority of times in the day, I see you have energy to do your videos and do stuff anyway.
I know what works for me, so it wouldn't be anything that you do. We all are different. So yeah, I think it's just about figuring out the things you do. But one thing I am going to, before we end this off, is definitely if there are genuine guys who are watching this and feel like they'd like to, speak to you or you to do your videos on your own about stuff like this, you should just maybe continue on and even in the comments here, write down,
But the thing is, what you got to remember is, just like a very good personal trainer, when these people write the books, it is not one size fit all. Just like a personal trainer can't give you the same workout that he gives to every single client. It doesn't work like that, because there's people out there who are not married, they're single, they could do things that other people don't. There's people who are very active and they get up early in the morning. There's some people who are night owls. There's some people who have got partners and kids who, but it's like you read it and then then you'll get these like parents turn around or husbands will turn around and go, well, I want to change my lifestyle and everyone else has got to do it with me because I've got to get rid of all this alcohol and all this processed food and all. And everyone's there going, now again, you're telling us what to do. And you've been a bully and you've been, you know what I mean? But it's for your health.
Yeah, so you should start up that channel up again, and I'm sure there's a lot of men who'd want to hear what you have to say,
This has been like mainly me talking today, so everyone's going to go, listen to this flow.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of men again, or people, even women.
But even women, and it's not that, because it's not just men. I just like going, men can basically, I can relate more with men, but also with women. But I think that women can do these things too.
Can. Obviously, if you're going to have a channel where it's to do with father relation and stuff like what you were saying earlier, the person you enjoy, then I'm sure there's a lot of men out there who'd want to be, inspire you. I'm sure that you inspire them, that want to know certain things. So that, I feel like you really should start it up again and see how it goes for you, because it'll be fun.
What do you do with self-motivation?
I listen to my heart and what I love doing. I get up and I've tried, like I said, I've tried everything and anything, like from morning workouts. Can't stand. In fact, there's one thing I've brought and I do like it, and I've been on and off with it. I don't even do that often. Is that new hula thing that I brought off TikTok. It's fun, and I feel like it kind of gets you to do a little
not
bit
sponsored
more. It kind of gives you a little bit more to do. You want to do a little bit more, so it's on and off with that as well. But I just do what I enjoy, and that's again working at my own meditation. I've tried so many different ones, and I can't. Yeah, I tried, and I was like, nah, it's not me, and I did it for months, and then it was like
gym. You don't go to the gym either.
Yeah, so I just figuring out what's good for you.
And the thing is, even as a couple, it's not doing the same thing. We're two different individuals that need different energies, different motivation. We both are improving, but in different ways. We, not both of us want the same things, kind of thing. But yeah, it's about encouraging and supporting each other, no matter what the other person wants to do.
Yeah.
And not turning around and go, oh, you're just lazy, you're not doing anything. No, instead going, well, if it works for you and you're happy. I mean, at the end of the day, we want us to be happy. So I want her to be happy. She wants me to be happy. And I don't want her to do something she doesn't want to do. But if every day she's happy doing what you're doing, then that's the job, isn't it? Isn't that what life is about? It's about being happy with like your relationships with yourself. Like my daughter was saying the other day, it's about self-love. And then at the same time, it's about, even in your business or your work, whatever it is, it's improving, but at a gradual time and stuff like that. And Sureet's like going, just shut it now. Just can you do it? I'm enough about self-improvement. I don't need improving anymore. I'm happy the way I am. Leave me alone. And there might be people like that as well who are going, and I think many people should be able to say that, you know what, I listen to all this stuff. I don't need motivating. I don't need improving. I'm actually happy because, again, if you have to keep improving and keep motivating and you feel like you need to keep developing, and we genuinely do, don't we? We evolve, we change, we grow. But if you keep on doing that, then all of a sudden, even that in your mind is, I lack. There's something not good or right about me. So, and then if you can actually go with those kind of self-help or self-improvement, then I'm grateful for what I've got. I'm happy with who I am. And that's all that matters. So again, like I said, it depends what you need in yourself. So if you could get the right person to talk to, who will truly listen to you individually and go, I see what you need. I know, what I need to tell you to try or do, or how you need to change the way you think. And then sort of basically do exactly that. And they'll find their own way, what suits them, what makes them happy. And that's what, like I said, that's what matters.
Yeah. And if there's anyone, again, if they enjoyed what Steve had to say and you think they should start up his channel again and talk about these things personally on there, I think...
It wasn't going to be about this, though. I was just came in my head.
In the comment section and let him know. And I'm sure that would motivate you to do that because you started it off and you kind of fizzled out a bit. But I know it's something you really want to do.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to leave it at that one because it's like going self-improvement and motivation, all this bores the heck out of me. And this has been honest though. Can you see? It's not like, oh God, she's there. You know, like other wives of all these people that you'll see, they'll like, you know, try to promote their husband book and going, this is what we implement. You know what I mean?
I just promoted you.
No, I know you're saying that, but I'm not
sure
saying it that. I mean,
they
they turn around and say, yeah, our husband's talking about, we do it all the time. We drink what he does, eat what he does.
Fact, no, honestly,
and you turn around and say, yeah, this is what my husband is saying and doing, but I don't do it. I don't do it.
And I had a list of things I was going to go through today, but hey, it'll be for another one. We just, again, it was not planned. It is what it was because something like you spoke about this morning, and I thought, why not? Kind of, let's talk about it a little. But it's gone throughout the whole podcast, so we'll have a lot of other things to talk about on the next one. And yeah, if you liked what you heard today, or you think this would benefit someone else, or you'd want Steve to continue this new journey of his, which he started, and you want to be a part of it, then
just Instagram me, guys.
Instagram me,
DM me, email me,
and I'm sure we're going to get him up running that channel again. And we'll see you on the next one.
Take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.